Hello and welcome to Art Snacks. Today we're going to draw a King Cobra. And I'm just going to pick a crayon here. I'm going to pick a color. I don't know what I'm starting with here. I think I'll start with, might just start with pencil. Let's start with pencil. So I'll start with a pencil. So I'm going to start up here. And if this is your paper, see how it's sort of, rectangular, so your paper would fit right in there. So maybe you'd make your paper kind of like this here. What I don't want you to do is draw too small, because if you draw a great drawing and it ends up small, you'll be sad because people won't see it very well. And if you're doing posters and things like that, you want your picture to be nice and big. So I'm thinking I want my Cobra to take up this much space. So I'm going to draw it lightly first. And it's going to come down, it's going to come around on the ground, and it's going to kind of come this way and back this way and back this way and back into the background. See? And that part of the snake is just going to kind of get bigger as it comes forward. And then I come up like this, and then it has kind of a hood, sort of a hood on both sides of its neck. So we might have like a line here and a line here. Okay. And then its head's going to kind of come out here. I'm going to make its head nice and big and kind of scary here. And I see how I have this extra line here. That's why I have an eraser. I can come down here and get rid of that little bit of extra stuff there. Now, notice my lines are all very light, because if I want to erase, I can. I haven't made dark lines anywhere yet. Now, this is what kind of a creature? It's a certain kind of creature a snake is, right? It starts with R. It's a it's a what? It's a reptile, right? Which means it has warm blood, cold blood. What kind of blood does it have? Warm or cold? And if it has cold blood, then how does that affect a reptile on a warm day or a cold day? What have you talked with your teacher about? What do you know? What do you know, and what can you find out? So if a reptile was outside and there was snow on the ground, would a reptile do pretty well? Would a reptile not be very happy? How would a reptile feel on a cold, cold day? What do reptiles do to regulate their temperature? How do they control that? Because if they were really cold, then their blood would get cold, right? Wouldn't they almost freeze up? What can you find out, and what do you know? Now you see the eye there, how I put like one little line right there? Now I'm going to make his mouth, his mouth here. And it's going to be this little line that comes along here and goes all the way over to here. That's a pretty big mouth. Now that's because when this cobra opens its mouth very far, what's inside there? What do you not want it to touch you with? It's what? It's what? What does it have inside its mouth? It's fangs, right? And what's inside those fangs? What comes out of those fangs when they stick them in you? Right? What is in there? Now I'm going to go ahead and make some scales, some little scales like this here, okay? Some little scales. And this is all pencil, okay? And see how I'm just bringing them over to the middle here? There's scales all over this cobra's body. And it is a reptile, cold-blooded creature, gives birth to live young, eggs. How does it have young? What do you know? What can you know? So it gives birth to what? Lays eggs. Now I'm going to make some little circles, little lines like this. And it's going to keep going like this all the way down across here. Right, all the way down to, now this part of the body is going to kind of come down this way, so I'm going to kind of like that there and kind of give it some scales going this way. You can go really fast with these scales if you want to. You can kind of go like this. I always think of letter U's or double U's. This is a King Cobra. What country do these live in? Not zoos. I mean, what country can you go to where these things are running around in the wild, or let's say slithering around in the wild? What country might you find a King Cobra in? What can you find out? What can you know? So what do we know so far? It's a reptile, right? And it has cold blood, right? And it gives birth to live young or eggs. It lays eggs, right? King Cobra is the world's longest venomous snake with a length up to 5.6 meters. That's 18.5 feet to you and me here in America, where we don't use the metric system. This species preys chiefly on, what does it eat? Ready? Ready? A, McRibs. B, ice cream. C, other snakes. What do you think? Other snakes, and it's found predominantly in the forest from, ready, where? What do you think? India and Southeast Asia, the Philippines and Indonesia. Okay, and despite the word cobra in its name, the snake is not a member of the Naha or true cobras. The king cobra belongs to its own genus. That's a lot to know. What can you find out, and what do you know about cobras? Now I'm going to go ahead and color this cobra because I think it would be fun to give it a little more look than just what we got so far. So I'm going to see if I can add some color to this thing. Find some good pictures to look at. So I'm going to look at this one here. I found a picture online. I like looking for pictures online, but I'm seeing a black and white, mostly black and white. So I'm going to look for a black crayon. See if I can find, I think I found a black crayon. Okay, so to make it look a little more. Now I'm not going to cover up all my pencil lines, and I think I found a purple. So it looks like I've got a purple cobra. That's okay. A purple cobra. And let's go ahead and make the body and kind of color the body in a little bit. Now the last thing I'm going to do is darken my lines. Now even though I drew this cobra, you know, I want to go ahead and draw a little bit of background, give it a little bit of habitat to live in. So I'm going to go ahead and draw like a line back here that's going to be like the horizon line, like it's crawling up. And I'm going to add some grasses here, and I can go ahead and make those green and add some color to them. But, you know, most cobras would not probably leave the safety of a habitat somewhere. Habitat, right? And I wonder, in Southeast Asia and India, what biome a cobra lives in. Is it desert? What biome? What do you know about the biomes and what biome a cobra might like? A cobra. Now I can add more color if I want to. I could use colored pencils. I'm going to use a little bit of brown to give him a little character on it up here, so he's not just white. Make him look a little more natural. Put a little brown down the middle here. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Now I'm going to outline just a little bit. I'm going to go back and make some dark lines now that I like the outlines. And I don't think I'm going to erase now. So it stands out. So when you draw a cobra in your poster contest and the judge is looking at everyone's cobras or snakes or pictures, yours stands out. And they can see it from a long way away, and it grabs their attention, and they put a big blue ribbon on yours because it stood out. That's why I like the outline. Okay? And that's the King Cobra. See you next time.